Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Associate Professor Asmahani and our colleague in MSU University, special in MBA program. Today we will presenting our assignment number 2 in economic course. We will select the case study number 4, talking about the rise of halal food industry in Malaysia. The presentation prepared by Thenish and Mohammad Nasruddin. We will cover several topics in our presentation, starting by brief introduction about this industry, and we will talk about importance of this industry, and we conduct economic analysis in demand side and supply side and the effect of these factors of this industry. Also, we will talk about the factor it will affect the cost and production decision. Also, we will talk about some challenges in this industry, and we will suggestions future respect for this industry to improvement, and we will conclude our case study and our presentation. Now I will start brief introduction about this industry. As we know, the halal food industry become a major pillar of Malaysian economy. Why? Because the Malaysian halal food industry is global leader in halal standards and certification. This standard driven by domestic demand, supported by government policies, and increasing global interest in halal compliant product. As mentioned in our case study, the Malaysian will be leader in global product halal. This is a brief introduction about this industry. My colleague Thenish, the mic with you. You can continue through the other slide talking about importance of the halal industry.
Hi, good evening. Let's talk about this importance of halal industry actually. Halal market projected to reach most of it to USD 2.3 trillions globally, which is based on the record from the HDC 2021. Where we place the Malaysian, which is in the position as top halal hub because of this, its strategic place where it's around the Asia globe. And also, there's a strong domestic consumptions and also export capability because of the strategic placement of Malaysia. Malaysia is one of these. It's become more stronger because it's one of the pit point stop in Southeast Asia. We called it, where it's surrounded by all the Islamic countries and all these nations are around of it. So, moreover, if let's say we talk about the demand factors actually, and also the religious belief, which is under the demand factor, 63% are more into like Muslim populations, to ensure that a stable demand in the for the halal product, and also the halal certifications builds consumer trust. If you see the Malaysia, we consume the consumers are mostly all are Malaysians, which is our Islamic. There are about 63% populations in total. That's other populations as well, but of course everyone is encouraging the halal certifications for each of these consumer. Why? Because everyone is wants a clean foods, and also it's according to the halal procedures, and also it's a culture and also the natural identity tied to the halal certifications and also products. Over to you, Mr. Mohammad.
Okay, my colleague Thenish. Now I will talking about the market growth projection for this industry. The Malaysian halal food market estimated about 50 billion US dollar in 2024 and expected to reach around 77 billion in 2031. This curve it will explain the baseline in 2024 and expected in 2031 up to 77 billion US dollar we expected in the market growth. Next slide, please. Next, Thenish. The most important factor for the demand side is income level. The higher income level, it shifted the people toward to the halal product. Malaysian crossing projectize safety and quality and traceability in the halal. Because of this population in the Malaysian almost Muslim, that means there is the high demand for the halal food. The income level, it will affect the demand, it will affect the industry because this halal food mandatory for Muslim, then they will increase the demand in this industry. Next slide.
So when it's coming to a global demand for the halal, we global spending about two USD of 1.4 trillion USD was in 2023, where up to USD 1.9 trillion in 2028. That was the expenditure which they are targeting on because of the demand. And that's a lot of strong export opportunities actually we can find it from this particular global demand. And obviously, Malaysia positioned to benefit through certifications and reputations. These are the demands actually we can see for the halal. And when we see the government promotions, halal industry master plan aim for RM 523.53 billion market by 2030. So this is something which is very big visions and also something which is very positively we are looking after on the halal industry. That's a we call as a master plan actually because of these expectations and also the adaptations of Malaysians into the halal product. Halal industry expected to contribute 11% of GDP. That's another expectations we are looking after. And also under the MIHAS, it's going to be the world largest halal trade fairs will be conducted in our Malaysia and also across the Southeast Asias.
Okay, thank Dinesh. Now I will talk about supply factor or supply side. The most important factor in this domain, certification cost. The Department of Development in Islamic in Malaysia put a rigorous standard improvement for the certification that increase the cost of certification. Because of that, the cost of certification, it will affect in the small supplier, it will affect in the increasing the rise of halal food industry. Also, the compliance boundaries for this and this also it will affect the pricing for this industry. Next one. Also, the most important factor for the supply production cost. The production cost, such like livestock, ingredients, and specialization halal facilities, all of these factors, it will impact in the cost, in the marginal cost, because this it will increase the production cost. Also, the supply chain also it will affect the production cost because the supply chain it will affect for the production cost per unit. Then it will affect in the pricing in this industry. Next, Dinesh. Also, the most important factor for this industry, the technology and capacity. The technology adapt the improvement in efficiency. Improvement in efficiency, it will reduce the production cost. Reduce the production cost mean it will give you the competitive advantage. You can be more competitive from another industry in same field. Also, automation and technology, it will reduce labor cost. Reduce labor cost also means improve the pricing, improve the competition, improve the production cost per unit. This is the most important in this industry, to use a technology or innovation, and to use the high technology for improve their efficiency.
So if we see what's the short-term effects on this products, it will be having some rising cost, which initially there will be increase of the prices on the products, and also the demand remain in elastics, but because of the stable consumptions, small firms delay of expansion, maybe because of this production methodology become more higher and the costing is become more higher. So of course, the small firms or small shops who are producing this particular halal products will have some costing which they need to absorb, and it have some delays on their expansion on new products, or maybe to for them to do it in more bigger scales. Of course, they will have some delays on the behind of that.
For the demand curve of halal product, as my colleague mentioned, uh, even I rising the price, it will not affect the demand, because the demand inelastic demand, because of the religion's compliance. The rising of product of price, it will not affect the demand, because demand the main reason for this demand is religion's compliance. For the supply curve, as we mentioned in the supply factor, the most factor, it will increase the cost. Increase the cost, that means increase the pricing. But also, even increase the pricing, it will not affect the demand. It will affect in the supply side only.
So when we speak about the long-term effects, it's mostly increased automations, reduced cost per unit. Of course, when we see the export expansion, it's encouraged more of this investment to happen in the for the halal products. Of course, it can attract a lot of investors from Arabs, from all the Muslim countries actually, for them to come and invest in the most hubs actually. If let's say we see the Malaysia as the main hub for them to see the probability for them to boom the market over here. Of course, all this investment will be happening. And also the higher production scale enhance the competitiveness. This is of course going to be a healthy productions, and also the competitiveness within the countries and also the other countries. For them to have the product to be launched in different countries, of course, we will focus into a Malaysia products actually. So the challenges, the first thing actually I would say we will look after is the certification issue. It's a bit complex and also a time-consuming process. It need to go through a lot of process. It need to go through a lot of departments for them to sanction the particular certification. And of course, there's a lot a lack of global standardization. It's mainly because different countries, they have a different standardized formalities for them to comply with it. Not only the halal productions, actually the halal certification itself is having a not having a standardized process in each of their countries actually. For example, in Malaysia it's different, in Arab it's quite different. And there's a lot of fraud risk, undermine trust actually, and which we need to have these challenges looking through.
Thanks, Dinesh. As you are mentioned, there is some challenges faced in this industry. The second challenge is we are faced the quality control. Why I mentioned this challenges, because as by nature the consumer have expectation for the high quality. But high quality mean need more investment. Need more investment, that mean it will impact in our pricing, in our uh, demand, because high expectation need more investment. If we need to put the high quality, need to invest more and more. Okay. Also, the supply chain, it will we cannot maintain a quality consistency across the entire halal supply chain. It is difficult but essential. Because of this factor, we talk these challenges face this industry. Next slide, please.
So as a future prospect, what we are looking after is the
Brief,
expanding.
brief, brief is one minute.
Hmm?
1 minute. There is the competition challenges in the previous slide. Yeah. Also, the challenges it will face in this industry, the competition. There is the more competition globally in this industry. For example, in Indonesia, Turkey, and some Middle East country. But Malaysian halal food industry to be a leader in this industry need to must continuous innovation and improvement in this industry, because halal food industry, it is mandatory for the Muslim. It is very important, and there is a more opportunities you can get it if invest more in innovation and reduce the cost and added more competition value.
So as we speak about the future prospects, expanding exports to Muslim majority regions actually, that can be our future prospects, and growing interest from the non-Muslim ethical consumer. This is what we was discussed earlier, right? So it is not only implied to these Muslim friends, but it also for the non-Muslims actually. When they have this particular halal foods, it's not beyond of this belief and all this thing. It's for everyone actually, because the halal certification basically and halal food is basically comply with all this what we call this clean procedure of them to produce of this particular food or whatever the products actually, and it's safe to consume by everyone. And also the sustainability and innovative will drive the growth actually. That's what we can look after. And as a conclusion,
Also,
I
my,
would
my
say the
colleague
halal
Dinesh,
industry. Yeah.
I can add, my colleague Dinesh, I can
Oh
add
yes, please. Yes,
some
please.
in the previous slide. Also, the halal food certification, it built the customer trust. If the
Correct.
customer trust building, that means the demand it will increase in this
Correct.
industry. This is my addition in your slide. You
Yes,
can
yes.
continue
That's
for
that's
the
obviously
last.
because to have the demand increase in the among the people, of course, it's basically this halal certification is one of these factor or one of the tools actually we are using. And of course, it can be used to haul the products for them to have the halal certifications. So even the Muslims can consume that particular products. That is the one of the way of we producing any of these products with the halal certifications. It can be from the cosmetic products. It can be a food, whatever, you know. So a halal certification is something which is drives a lot of Muslims' interest as well the non-Muslim interests. Basically, that's what we are agreeing for, right? Okay, as our conclusion, actually, halal industry remains a key pillar of Malaysian economy. This is what, as we spoken earlier, when we see go through with all the key points and everything, we can see Malaysia is one of the major product consumers, which is mostly, I mean, like the major people over here is all Malays, which is more into Islamic, and this particular key pillar is become of our Malaysian economic to boom up. And demand stable due to religion, income, and also the policies. I hope, I mean, like the future growth depend on the quality, innovations, and also the global reach. Of course, when we gone through with the other supply chains and also the collaboration with another country, the investors from different countries on the halal products. When we have all this together, when we can produce quality products where we need a certification on the halal as well, which is full of innovations, I think the growth is there. So that's our conclusion for this. Thank you very much from me and Mr. Mohammed, where we have completed this particular
Thank you very
assignment.
much. Thank you,
Yeah,
Associate
and this is
Professor
all from us
Asmahani,
actually.
our colleague.
Yep.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very
Thank you.
much.